Hey, today on the Ferguson Home, we're starting a special new feature called Current Events at the Ferguson Home.
Like?
Barry's brand new Ferguson Home apparel.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back to the Ferguson Home. We are so thankful that you guys watch these videos and join us, and hope that the things that we're talking about and sharing are helpful to you, and that you enjoy the topics that we're choosing and the questions we're answering. Today we want to encourage you, as always, to subscribe to our Ferguson Home channel on YouTube and leave comments. It's our way of knowing that you're watching and that you are enjoying and benefiting from these videos. Today we want to talk about current events at the Ferguson Home, just things that are going on at our house right now, and maybe just share some things we're learning as we're parenting this crazy bunch of kids and everything that's going on in our schedule.
Yeah. First thing is our church family is doing a 21-day fast. And that has been, we're doing it with our big kids at the house, and that's been eye-opening. Yeah, it's been an awesome experience as we just seek the Lord together as a church family, as our family. What are some things we've learned from that? What are we doing? What are you doing?
Well, there's three things that I'm doing. One is no caffeine, and that is a huge adjustment for me because of how much coffee I normally drink and Diet Dr. Pepper. And so cutting that out of my diet has been a huge adjustment. You know, you got 3 days of detoxing from caffeine with headaches and everything. Then you start really starting to feel better. But we're on day 9 today of our 21-day fast, and so the main thing we're doing that's impacting the family is we're not eating out.
Yeah.
And so for us, you know, that's just like more trips to the grocery store. I feel like we've been at H-E-B a lot,
Yes.
buying a lot more groceries. We've been cooking a lot more.
Yeah, meal planning. I mean, so get this. We did the math today. It was over 500 individual meals that we make, because if you take 8 people that we're feeding for every meal, 3 meals a day, so that's 24 meals really per day that we're doing times the 21 days, it came to over 500.
Yeah.
I'm not doing the math quick enough in my head, but that is a lot of food to prep and meal plan.
And that doesn't count all the food that they eat in between the meals.
Yeah, it doesn't even count the snacks. And so, y'all, it's rocking our world, but in a good, healthy way. Just a fun thing the past couple of days over the weekend is that I've learned to make a couple of things that I've been wanting to make and just haven't done it in a long time. So Keith is gluten-free with celiac, and so learned how to make a gluten-free pizza crust. It's really was tasty.
It was
What'd you
awesome.
think?
I thought it was awesome. Yeah.
Even our kids loved it, so that was good. They kept saying, "This isn't gluten-free, is it?" So that was a win. And then last night learned to make my first gluten-free chicken pot pie.
Yeah, which was awesome. I love chicken pot pie.
Yeah,
so that was amazing.
It's stretching us, and what's been fun is having the conversations with our big kids, and even processing through that we as a family are big on sending people and sending our family on mission trips and go on mission. And what we're discussing is that right here in our town, there are kids that go home every weekend. They leave school on Friday and they don't know if they're going to have food for that weekend. And we have some great ministries that provide backpacks to kids and to send them home with food for the weekends. But we also have a large ministry in our town called the Round Rock Serving Center that provides food for, what was it, over 1,100 families?
Yeah, 4,500 people, 1,100 families a month.
Yeah, and just processing that we go out to eat and it's no big deal, but while we're having those options of where we want to go eat every month and how we want to use that discretionary money, there are families around us that don't have the basics and they don't even have the option to go out to eat. They're trying to figure out what they have in their home that they can eat. And so it's been neat to hear our big kids say, you know what, it's not that big of a deal to give up eating out so that we can help take care of the families right around us that are hungry.
Yeah, and so our church is doing a food drive right now, and so we've been collecting food, and a couple of our kids went and knocked on doors down our street even this weekend asking for donations for the food drive. And so we're collecting those at church. We're going to give those to our local food pantry, like Barry said, at the serving center. And we're also collecting donations that we're going to collect the last Sunday of January to give to help feed people internationally who are struggling to have enough to eat. And so, yeah, I mean, I think doing the fast has taught us how much, I think personally, how much I look to food and drink to make me feel better when I'm discouraged or I'm down or I'm just not happy about something, you know. And just learning to try to press into God during those moments and say, God, I need you to satisfy me and to fill my heart and to sustain me and be my helper, you know. Whereas I normally look to food or drink to be that for me.
Yeah, for me, I look to eating out. That's always been like a form of love language that my mom has shown me, is like either go get food out or sweets. So we gave up sweets also. So those are two big ones in my life that I've always turned to for like a source of fun and joy and temporary happiness. And then also when I'm really like just overwhelmed with life, I tend to turn towards social media. And so giving up that has been really good for my soul, just to not have those things that I typically turn to, and instead use those moments to just pray and ask and remember that He's the one who fills me up, not social media. But I do feel like I need to just be honest on here.
Is this confession time?
It really is. Did you know this was coming? That this morning I did have 1 cup of coffee. I'm telling you, one of our kids is waking up at an ungodly hour every single morning.
Yep.
It's been like multiple mornings in a row, plus having a puppy that starts early. I'm just close to losing it with not having any quiet at all.
In the morning.
You know, from like 5:30 in the morning until our bigs are awake until we go to bed. So yeah, my mind this morning was just like, if I don't have just like 1 cup of coffee to get me going, then everybody else is going to pay a price around me. So it just wasn't worth it.
So it's like, have that coffee, Barry.
But there's grace, and I feel like the Lord was saying, there's grace, Barry. Drink that cup of coffee and then press on. So I'm going to press on.
Yeah. Also, while we're doing the 21-day fast, we're also doing a Bible reading plan with our church family. And so that's been good, just to have a plan for each of the 21 days of what we're reading. And so I've enjoyed knowing what I'm reading in the morning, and even being able to ask the kids, our 4 big kids, hey, did you read your verses this morning? And today was Matthew 6 about not worrying. And I just thought how much we've talked recently about anxiety with our kids. And one of our kids has got a basketball game tonight. And so I was telling him, hey, make sure you read this about not worrying, because God is in control and He's going to take care of your needs. And so anyway, it's just been very timely. So that's something else that we're doing during this 21-day fast. Another thing that we're doing as a family, current events, is we're watching The West Wing with our big kids.
Because it is an election year. Praise God. I'm excited that it's an election year.
I don't know that I'm excited that it's an election year.
Well, I'm ready.
Too many politics.
Oh, yeah. But that has been so fun. Keith and I have been watching The West Wing for, I don't know, years. It came out at the end of the 1990s,
20 years
right?
ago. Yeah.
And so we love it. One of our favorites. We love Aaron Sorkin as the writer, and the writing is so good, and the dialogue, and you just have to be paying attention the whole time, and you learn about politics. You feel like you're in the White House and on Air Force One. It's just so fun. But what's really fun is watching it with our big kids, getting them ready for election year, and they all love it. And they beg every single night. I can count on, as soon as I come out of the room, put my littles to bed, there is some big kid that is waiting for me saying, can we watch The West Wing now? And so.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix right now, so we're also trying to watch it before it leaves Netflix and goes to HBO, which we don't have. But it's been fun to watch it and just to talk about politics and try to introduce some of these conversations to our kids during an election year. In fact, our daughter was asking the other night, so what's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat? We said, we don't have time to answer that right now while we're watching this episode.
But we'll talk about it later. So it's bringing up a lot of it's just good teaching time.
So that's been fun. Current event as a family. We're just in season 1, so we've just barely started, but it's a lot of fun. We also have gotten some things for Christmas, some outdoor games that have been a ton of fun for our family right now.
Yeah.
And so I think I've shared in one of the previous videos, but we have a ping pong table.
And I won't brag, but we did just become the ping pong champions at our New Year's Eve party. I don't know what that says about everybody else, because I'm really not that good. He's great. But whatever, we're the champions, so go ahead. Yeah,
go ahead and sing it. We are the champions. No, we've been playing some ping pong out in the garage, which has been awesome, especially when the weather's been cold. To be able to have that is something we can do. We also got one of our big kids for Christmas, the spike ball kit, which they've really enjoyed. And so it's not very expensive, and it just has a little net, and you get the little small yellow spike balls, and four of you can play at a time. And so we've been doing that as well. And of course, we've got the basketball goal out front.
This is your time to brag. You might have beat one.
Well, that was after Kel spanked me in basketball. I had to okay, I've got to really play seriously now, because I can't have my 7th grader beating me so bad in basketball. And so I beat him the second game.
He is on the basketball team though at school.
But he's been asking me every day since then, can we do our 3rd game, our tiebreak game? And I said, no, I'm just going let's finish there where I beat you. But anyway, so that's some current things we're doing just to have fun, get outside. We've had some really nice days here where it's been sunny and it's gross today, but we've had some nice days where we can play outside, and so we love doing that kind of stuff as a family.
Yeah, and the last thing that's really changed in our home life, and it's a current event right now, is that we have stepped into homeschooling one of our kids. So our 6-year-old that's struggling with anxiety a lot, as more and more as he's able to articulate what's going on, school was just hard for him, being away from family and not being home. So I just want to encourage you guys out there, it's doable. I'm now working part-time, and we have figured out, I mean, we're still in the middle of it, and it's kind of stressful figuring out a new system, but it's doable. And so if you have a child in any season of life that is struggling at school for whatever reason, just remember that each of your kids are fearfully and wonderfully made, and they're different. Yeah. We are not all built the same, and not all of our children are going to fit into the public school mold. I'm not saying public school is bad, because 4 of our kids are in public school. But when you have a child come up that is struggling there, you can do it. You can pull them out. There are so many options for homeschool. Please comment, message me, ask questions. I definitely don't know all of it, but I've done homeschool at different seasons for different kids. I've done different models depending on where we are in our season of life, and there's just variety, and there is a place for you, and there's all the tools and resources. So just know, if you're a parent and you have a kid struggling, let me be some encouragement that you can do it. You can do it as a parent in any season of life. You can figure it out. I will say that I am drawn closer to the Lord through this, but that's a good thing. So
we encourage you. What are the current events going on with your family? Let us know. And every few months, we'll shoot a new current events video and let you know what are the new things that we're enjoying here at the Ferguson home. We love you. Hope you have a great rest of your day.